Welcome to the lecture videos on Chapter 28. Chapter 28 is about direct current circuits, which is to say, at this point, it's about how circuits work. Until we talk about alternating current, direct current is the way in which we'll describe current. Current this kind of flows in one direction, as you know, as it will describe. So the way to think about this chapter is having talked about some circuit elements and current and sort of the pieces about how do circuits work. We're really going to actually talk about how do you look at a circuit and figure out how it works. So by taking the design, which is say how it's all wired together and what circuit elements are there and what are the relevant properties. So resistance for resistors and capacitance for capacitors. We're also going to talk about batteries in this case. How do you put that all together? How do you figure out what's going to happen? Now, the way in which you describe a circuit working has to do with the current running through it and the voltage drop across the circuit elements. So, how do you solve for the currents and those voltage drops? That's what most of this is going to focus on. And it's going to start out with having batteries and resistors first, and then we're going to talk about what happens if you have capacitors in there as well. Once we get through that, we'll talk a little bit about some practical applications of circuitry, namely safety issues and how exactly is a house wired together. Now, the first part where I talk about how resistors and batteries, we're going to introduce batteries, and we'll have to introduce something called electromotive force, which is quite a misnomer. It's basically the easiest way to think about it as the voltage of a battery, but it's a sort of a precise definition of what we mean by that.